Happy New Year, gang. Today we're going to use a resistance loop, or if you have a resistance band, you can always tie it into a bow and that will do the trick as well. It's going to be a 30-minute full body workout, so let's get started. Straight away, let's take that resistance loop and we're going to step inside of it and bring it just above our knees. We're going to start with a squat today. So let's have our feet about shoulder width distance. You want to feel some nice resistance on that band. Hands on the hips and all 10 toes shining straight forward. We're going to exhale as we crease at the front side of the hips, lower down into our best squat. And let's hold. Let's just really find our best organization here. Equal weight across the soles of feet. We can kind of play around with where our knees are in space so that you feel the inner line and the outer line of the legs. So the knees are just in front of your ankle crease. And if you're feeling kind of gripping on the top of your ankles or on the front of your ankles, you can see if you can trust a little bit more weight into your glutes. Let's go a little further up the chain. We're in a neutral pelvis with length on both sides of the spine. The ribs are in line with the pelvis. And let's get a little bit longer and a little bit lower. We're going to hold and breathe, taking both arms up and overhead, melt the arms down into the middle back, and let's peel the right heel up, feel the right inner thigh spiral out into that blue band. And then we're not going to change our height. We're not going to get any closer to the wall in front of us. We'll peel the left heel up as well, spiraling the left inner thigh out into the band. All 10 toes are reaching into the mat, and then we're going to set that right heel down. Think about the bone going through the floor and the muscle pants drawing up. The left heel is still raised. And then with intention, we're going to set that left heel down. If it's accessible to you, you can try both heels up and then both heels down, or you can keep patterning one and then the other, and then alternating how they're setting down. So we're lifting the heels on an inhale, spiraling the inner thighs into the band, and then lowering back down. So we're not going into an external rotation. What we're doing is just finding the bone rhythm to pick up the heels and finding that connection to the core, but we're not actually doing external rotation. We'll get there, don't worry. I also like to bring my hands into prayer. Sending intention into my palms helps me to connect to the core a little bit more. We have a long spine, long neck, all sides. Let's hold the heels up. Find your shaky spot. It's going to be different for everyone. We're just not all the way up onto our tippy toes, and we're just going to do an isometric challenge. We're going to hold and breathe with as much ease as possible rather than gripping or squeezing. Think about just holding with your breath and your core stabilizing everything for 4, for 3, for 2, and go ahead and bring it all the way down, heels down, inhale, rise up. Okay, let's go onto our back. So we're gonna lower all the way down onto the mat. We're gonna go onto our back, and we're gonna go into a bridge sequence. So you're gonna take your arms long at your sides, feet are parallel again, and we're gonna bring the hips all the way up into the top of a bridge. Straight away, guys, we are going to keep the booty lifted, recruiting the glutes, find equal weight across the soles of the feet again, and check that your knees are aligning big toe, second toe. And we're gonna lower down just a little at the hips, and then lengthen back to the top. So it is not about a squeeze to lift you, it's about a reach to lift you. And I'd like you to check in with your ribs and your low back, making sure that we have our ribs soft around our spine and that we have length in the low back. So continue with the lower and raise, recruiting the glutes to lift as you reach with the inner thighs beyond. Lengthening and reaching beyond the knees, arms are active in the mat. Finding that crease underneath your seat as you lift. Finding the arms active in the mat, activating through the middle back, the triceps, the shoulders, and the chest. And you'll find that core connection if you can keep your heart connected, like dropping down towards your sacrum as you reach. So see if you can find that diagonal line down and back as the navel draws up and in. So we're building up some heat through those glutes. Keep working, gang. Last 4, we're gonna change it up. This is 3. Find that length, equal weight on the soles of your feet. This is going to be our last one. Hold it at the top. Hold it at the top. From here, we are going to send both of the legs outbound and then with control resist it back in. So I'm shaking on the first one. I hope you are too. We're gonna open a little bit, fanning the legs, but I'm keeping big toe, second toe down and grounded and keep the pelvis lifted. Mine wanted to drop and bring it back in. So we're moving from the top of those thigh bones, rotating through the stable pelvis, bringing in and out. Keep it controlled. See if your legs are moving at the same pace, or is one leg becoming more dominant? Can you send a little energy or attention to the side that is feeling less dominant, a little less active? In my body, it's my left leg who's checked out a little bit. So see what happens in your body, keeping the hips level, keeping the glutes lifted. I know they're starting to burn, mine too, mine too. Last 3. This is 2. And this is going to be the last one. Bring the legs back to parallel with intention. Melt from behind the heart. We're doing this to an 8 count. 7, 6, rolling down. 5 with control. 4, 3. Let's go ahead and take that band. We're just going to slide it around our ankles. So we're a little bit above the ankles. And we are going to lay all the way down again. Hands come underneath the base of the skull. And on an inhale breath, we're going to reach the legs long. That's not for your low back. Keep your legs bent. Today I'm going to ask for a cross under. So it's going to look like this. The left leg crosses under the right. They're both external rotation. And then the right leg crosses under the left. And keep switching sides. So as you're working on your end, guys, reach the legs as long as possible. And the leg that is on top is the stabilizer. The bottom leg lies under it. So keep working on your end. I'm going to show you from a slightly different angle. And it's going to look like this. So it's going to be under and then back through center and then under. So this inner thigh is working like crazy to stabilize you as you're doing that switch back and forth, and the pelvis stays nice and level the whole time. Let's go for 2 more there. I know they're wicked. I'll do them with you. We'll do it together. Here we go. This is going to be the last one. Right under, and the last one with the left under. Bring it back, knees soften, and with control, lower the feet down to the floor. All right, we're gonna come up and go into a lunge sequence. Keep your band low around the ankles, and we are going to take that band and loop it under our right arch of foot, but we're gonna keep it at the ankle crease on the left. We're gonna work on some talus glide while we're doing a lunge. Yes, that is English. It's a fancy name for your ankle bone, and it helps us to stand taller, walk better, and feel amazing. All right, here we go, guys. So you can see I have the band across the front side of my left ankle and under my right arch of foot. Here we go. We're going to exhale as we bend both knees, and you'll feel some traction back in that ankle joint. That's your talus joint. That's really good. And then inhale as we bring it up. So we're basically improving functionality of the ankle, which in turn improves functionality of the knee and the hip and the spine, all the way through the crown of the head. So if you want to, you can add the arms out to the sides. That usually helps assist with balance, gluing your eyes ahead of you. But I want you to focus that intention on that talus bone dropping in. My mentor used to call it a little cuckoo clock. So it drops inside the doors of the cuckoo clock as we go down. Exhaling as we lower down. Inhaling as we bring it up. The inner thighs are narrowing to help lift us. Exhale as we lower down. Draw that ankle bone into the joint. Use the resistance of that band to help you do so. Last 3. Exhale as we lower down. Inhale as we bring it up. We've got 2 more. Keeping the sternum right over the pubic bone. Everything's nice and aligned. And we're going to hold the next one down. Hold it down. And I want you to just focus all of your energy and intention onto balancing out the weight across the sole of that left foot. and try not to feel any popping or gripping into that resistance band. Allow it to drop into the ankle joint. Just find that ease and find that balance point. I have to work on it too. So I'm focusing my gaze straight ahead. I'm doing it right there with you guys, keeping the pelvis level. For 3, get a little bit lower. For 2, and inhale, come up. All right, we're gonna keep that band and we're gonna use it around our right sole of foot, and this time just where it was, and then we're gonna drag that band up above our left knee. We're gonna go into a little crisscross reach. So it's gonna look like this. Come down onto your back. I have both feet flexed, right foot is flexed, left foot is flexed, holding that abdominal curl again. And then this time we are gonna inhale, the right leg reaches long. Exhale, bring it back. And now we have that right glute, hip, and quad stabilizing that band as we inhale and reach. We're gonna add on to that. As we reach, we are going to rotate, peeling the right shoulder blade up and off the mat, and then exhale, bring it back. Inhale, peeling up and across. Exhaling as we bring it. Find that reach and find that left thigh bone dropping in as we extend. We're gonna go for 4 more here. Find that length on the front body as the shoulder blade peels up. Find that slow draw back as well. So we don't wanna let that band kind of ricochet the leg back into place. We're gonna resist in all directions. This is the last 2, stay with me. And we're going for our last one. Reaching long, let's hold it for good measure. For 4, 3, 2, and bring the leg back. All right, let's take that band off for just a moment, off the left leg rather, but we're gonna keep it on the right arch of foot and take the band underhand with your right palm. We're gonna come down onto our left hip and our left forearm, and we're gonna go into a little leg extension with a bicep focus. So it's gonna look like this. We have our right leg in external rotation. We're gonna reach the hips long away from the ribs rather than kind of crowding and collapsing. Find this reach and this length. And then we are going to work in the mid-range of movement. I'm not gonna ask for a full leg extension. We just did that one. We're working this middle range, really improving functionality of the hip, power through the hip, and flexibility through the joint as well. So we're gonna inhale as the leg extends just a few inches, exhale, bring it back. You can see that my biceps are working like crazy, stabilizing and holding steady. Shoulder is off the ear. And I have not checked in with my own ribs yet. They could probably use a lift, yeah? So think about the bottom ribs lifting rather than dropping. It actually feels so much better. Try that, give it a whirl. Let's go for 4 more here. We're gonna go for 3. This is 2. And this is our last one. We're gonna bring it all the way in. All right, guys, the band is now gonna come up on our arms. We're gonna go around our wrists, palms facing in and come into a high kneeling position, palms facing in like so. Once we're there, we are going to exhale as we lower into a kneeling squat. I've got my arms still framed with the shoulders, and then inhale as we bring it up, and we're gonna bring it up a little bit with the band too. So we're gonna exhale as we lower down, flexing at the hips, shoulders, and elbows, and then inhale as we open and bring it up. So do this at your own pace, but you wanna stay organized, find that neutral pelvis, long spine, collarbones wide. Keep working on your end. If you have dumbbells rather than a band, this one's relatively obvious, but you can do it like this. So a lot of the work we're doing today can be done with dumbbells if you don't have a resistance band handy. And you can simply swap those out. Exhale as we lower down. Inhale as we bring it up. And I'd like you to focus some energy and attention onto opening the front side of the hips and creasing on the back side. A lot of times in class I'll see us almost get there. Not quite, almost. I want to find that full reach every time. We're going to layer onto this in 2. Exhale as you lower down. Inhale as we bring it up. And now we're going to hold. Bring the elbows down at shoulder height or a little bit below. And then we're going to do a little rotation. So we're going to go right arm up, left arm down, left arm up, right arm down. So the tendency is for the hands to want to tip in. So keep the hands parallel with the elbows, keep the collarbones wide. Let's go for 4 here. These get really spicy really fast. This is 3, 2, and then the last one, and bring it in. Nice job. All right, let's go ahead and take that band again. We're gonna take it onto the arch of the left foot and in the palm of the left hand. We're gonna go into that little middle range effort here. So we're coming down onto the right hip and the right forearm. Left arm is bent, palm facing you. Let's get the ribs organized straight away, reach the hip away from the pelvis, and here we go. Inhale, just a few inches outbound. Exhale, bring it in. So think about the top of your thigh bone, the top of your femur head, really moving through the socket. So we don't want to think about a full reach. We don't want to push from the foot. Send your energy to the top of the thigh bone, really massaging and creating power in the hip, creating functionality and flexibility as we work. Let's go for 4 more. Really activate that left shoulder blade melting down. For 3. We're going to go into our crisscross in 2. And bring it in. Keep the band on the left foot, but we're going to switch and transition the band onto the right thigh. So we have left arch of foot and right thigh for the band. We're going to lay on down again. Hands hammock the weight of the head. Really trust your hands in your middle back to support the neck and the weight of the head. Flex both feet. And then it's an inhale breath to reach that left leg all the way long. If your band doesn't quite support that, go as far as you can. Inhale with that reach. Fully extend that leg. Exhale as you soften and bring it in. Weight of the head is in the hands. For me, I was just trying to give that work away to my neck. And we want to find that support through the middle back, through the shoulders, and through the arms. Finding that right leg holding steady. Let's go for 4 more here. We're going to add that rotation as we reach. We're going to do a couple more than 4. I lied because I forgot that rotation. Here we go. Inhale as we reach. Exhale, bring it back. Finding length, and that left shoulder blade peels off the mat. It's going to be the last 2, and we're going to do our hold. Hold the left leg out, hold your rotation, find length, find control, find that tailbone heavy in the mat for 3, for 2, and bring it all the way back in. Lower the feet to the mat. Okay, now that band is going to go on the front side of the right ankle, but we're going to keep it on the arch of the left foot. So we're going into that lunge on the other side. It might take a second to set it up, so give yourself a moment as needed. We have the arch of the left foot with the band and the ankle of the right foot. I'm going to scooch mine down a little bit. We want it right in the crease of that ankle. All right, hands come onto hips. We're starting nice and tall, and we're going to exhale as we crease at both knees, scissor the upper inner thighs, and just straight away feel the resistance, feel that feedback you're getting from the band in the front side of the right ankle. And then we're going to inhale as we rise up, 2 straight legs at the top. Exhale as we scissor the inner thighs first. Thinking about that right inner thigh spiraling forward as the left spirals back in opposition. And we want to find that blue band, drawing that talus bone, that ankle bone, deep inside the joint as we work. Exhale as we lower down. Staying as tall as possible. Inhale, allow that breath to create space in your body as you work. Hands can always come up alongside the ears or out to the sides to assist you with balance and just get some isometric sculpting going. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, bring it up. Let's hold the next one down. Hold and breathe, and we're going to find that focus on inviting that talus bone deep into the joint, your ankle bone deep into the joint on the front side of the right ankle. See if you can get a little bit lower, reaching the right hip away from the right knee. You have 4. This is 3, 2, and inhale, bring it all the way up. All right, let's go ahead and take that band again above the knees. And we're gonna go into a little plie series with that band. So I'm gonna ask you to come into a wide turnout position. Not super, super wide, but if we come too close, we're not gonna feel resistance on that band. So have some space between your ankles. It's gonna depend how far, depending on where you feel the band still holding into place when we're in a full extended position, okay? We're gonna go into a little bit of a balance challenge. So float the arms up and overhead, plug the arms down into the middle back, and the first thing we're gonna do is rise onto releve with your breath, not your calves, okay? Here we go. Exhale to prepare. And then inhale, we're gonna use our breath to float up onto the balls of our feet. Keeping the heels elevated, but not all the way in the tippy top position, we're gonna soften the knees. This is the same exhale, heels melt all the way down. And then on the inhale breath, legs go long. Same inhale, float up to releve. Holding here, exhale, hips and knees crease. Same exhale, it's a long one, heels melt down. Inhale as we come up into straight legs, floating into releve. Inner thighs spiral forward as the knees and the hips crease. Heels melt down. I'm gonna be quiet for this next one so we can all do that breath together with a lot of focus. That got real quiet for me too. Spiraling those inner thighs forward. Let's hold this next one, gang. We're gonna hold here. Bring the arms down to your sides, activating through the triceps and the back body. And then we're gonna pass the butterfly back and forth today. So it's gonna look like this. We're gonna start with the right side doing the butterfly, left side doesn't move. And then we're gonna ask the left side to butterfly, right side doesn't move. And now we're gonna do it together. Okay, and then right side, so that's the pattern. Stabilize, left side, stabilize, both legs. So I have my heels still elevated. If that's not feeling great in your body today, you can always ask the heels to lower down to the mat. So pay attention what works in your body, but find that pattern. I know that's not the right way to say the word, that is just ingrained in my head because that's how Ella says it. So that's how we're going. For those of you who don't know, that's my 8-year-old. And her entire life, the word has been pattern. So we are patterning together today. Little rotation outbound, and then both. Can you get a little bit lower, finishing strong? Spiral that right inner thigh, bring it back. Spiral that left inner thigh, bring it back. Spiral both, and bring it back. Last time, right side, getting that sternum right over the pubic bone, lots of length. Left side, beautiful job, good news. Bonus round, we're gonna do the both leg butterfly now. So feet flat or heels elevated, it's up to you. We're spiraling the upper inner thighs outbound, spiraling the upper inner thighs outbound. Here we go for 4. This is for 3. This is 2. And bring the heels down. Inhale, gather, and rise all the way up. All right, we're gonna go into a lunge again, but this time it's gonna be a lunge hold, and we're gonna take the band into our hands. You can always use a dumbbell, and I'll demonstrate that in just a moment. So I'm gonna have my right palm up and my left palm back. I'm gonna bring the left leg forward like so, and right leg back. Straight away, left leg is bent, right leg is long, torso is tipped forward, and this is gonna be our holding position. I have my right arm long, and we're gonna inhale and reach. Exhale, bring it back. I said right arm long, but I mean right arm folded. And the left arm is gonna reach long, really activating through the triceps and the back line of the body. Here we go. Inhale as we lengthen. Exhale, bring it back. So holding that lunge nice and steady. Holding that right arm again for an isometric challenge, nice and steady. Inhale long, exhale back. Can you find a little less of a rise in your right foot? That's the one behind you. If you can reach your heel a little bit closer to the mat, not all the way flat, you're gonna find the back line of that leg activate more than if you're kind of perched up on the top of that ankle joint. Here we go for 4. We're gonna go for 3. We have a bonus round coming in 2. And let's hold that left arm long. It doesn't have to be all the way out, but find a good challenge for you. Peel your left heel off the mat by just a little, and then we're gonna scissor down. The right hip reaches back and bring it up. It is small, really small, but we're really, again, building power and strength through that left hip. Let's go for 4. We've got an arm rotation in 3. If you work out in studio, it's similar to drawing the sword. And last one, heel goes down, inhale, and rise up. All right, guys, we are going to hold a wide plie position. So come into a turnout. We're gonna hold the band like so, and we're gonna lower down into our plie. So it's gonna look like this. As we come across, we're gonna inhale and rotate, exhale and unwind. Both hands go to the side, ribs rotate to the side. Okay, so I'm turning to the right. And then now the left shoulder is gonna activate the left arm as I come and face center, drawing it almost as if it was like an archery, what's that thing called? Bow. Exhale as we rotate forward. Inhale, find length as we unwind. Exhale as we bring it forward, really powering through the core, moving from the rib basket and stabilizing that right arm with length. Let's go for 3 more here. Inhale, find that space between the vertebra as you unwind. Finding a little breath in that right elbow rather than just locking into that joint. This is our last one. Hold. We're gonna bring the right elbow in 2, and now we are going to lower the arms down, and we're gonna rise all the way up, and then lower back down. Exhale, arms come in front of the chest. I want lots of resistance on that band. That should feel really spicy through the middle back. So between those shoulder blades, that is where we're holding that band. That's where that energy is firing around in a circular pattern. Just 2 more like this. Exhale as we lower, stretch, stretch, stretch on that band. Feel that middle back light up. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hold this next one down. This time we're gonna rotate to the left, both arms rotate. And then as we exhale, we're gonna draw that arrow with the right hand. Inhale as we unwind. Exhale, ribs come back to center. Inhale as we unwind. Keep working on your end. If you have dumbbells, you're gonna follow the same range of movement, but it's gonna look like this. Inhale as we rotate. Exhale, draw the dumbbell towards the center of the chest. So work in that same range of movement, just finding your resistance from weight. If you don't have either, find that resistance in your brain. It's pretty powerful. I bet you'll find some good work there. Here we go. This is the last 2. We're gonna finish off with that next lunge, and we've made it, friends. And bring it all the way up. All right, here we go. We're gonna take that band into our left palm, going up bound. Right palm going down bound, right leg is forward, left leg is long, straight away come into that forward lean. Here we go. Right knee is aligned, big toe, second toe. Inhale, arm goes long. Exhale, bring it back. Hold that nice lean, find the crown of head reaching long from tailbone. And just really find that equal weight across the sole of the right foot. See if you can feel that talus joint, that ankle joint, really dropping in. See if you can find that connection now that we know where it is. We've explored that with the band across the front side of the ankle, which is kind of an unusual way for us to use it, yeah? Inhale as we reach, exhale as we unwind. Let's go for 1 more, and then we're gonna do that hold. Hold the arm, it doesn't have to be all the way long. It can have a little bend like this. Peel the left heel, or the right heel up rather, and then we're gonna go down and up via the right hip. So it's a very small down and back rather than straight up and down. Think about down and back with that right hip. Last 3. This is 2. Last one, with intention, right heel goes down. Inhale and come on up. All right, guys, let's lay down with your loop. 1 more time, we're gonna stretch through the legs and really open up the side body. So I'm gonna use that loop almost in place of a foot-in strap if you are on a WundaFormer. So I have my right hand in the right loop. Just hold for a moment, stretch through the back side of the right leg and the right hip. We're gonna take a nice breath here. And then we're gonna take the band into the left hand and we're gonna stretch through the side of the hip, stretch through the side of the body. So now I have right foot has the loop, left hand has the loop, and I'm crossing the midline of the body. Shoulder stays down, but hips and ribs will come up a little bit. And then we're gonna come out into a little half butterfly. So I'm gonna bring that leg in towards the center, the foot in towards the center, but the knees out to the side. Stretching in an external rotation. Extend that right leg all the way long again. We're going to take 2 hands onto the loop and let's get 2 feet inside that loop. So if your loop isn't quite as long as mine is, or you can always have a little bend to the knees, that works too. Just find a lot as much length as you can. And then we're going to take the left hand in the loop and the right hand and the right leg are going to go down to the mat. Just find some nice stretch through the back side of the body. So I'm switching back to left hand, left foot. Left knee is out, down, left foot is coming out. Send the leg long one more time. And then we're going to remove that loop. I always like to finish with a little bit of a cat-cow and a child's pose. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees, really opening the heart as we inhale and gaze forward. Exhale as you round. One more time, inhale, opening the heart. Looking forward to a beautiful year ahead. Let's sink down into one child's pose, reaching the arms long, knees wide, big toes touching. You can open the heart again, kind of dragging your palms towards you. Exhale as you send the palms forward, rounding. And slowly unwind, stacking spaces between the vertebrae as you rise up. And that will do it. Our first live workout together of the year, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year. We'll see you on the mat.